Hello and welcome to Our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 138.
Today is once again moving day, and we are leaving Grand Floridian now and heading over to Art of Animation. So we got everything packed up and called bell services to get our larger suitcases. They did say it would be a bit of a wait, which is fine because, well, we have a lot of suitcases. We would really like them to take it. And they have golf carts, which makes it a lot easier for them and for us.
Yep.
When our bellman arrived, it turns out it was the same cast member who helped us a couple months ago when my mom and sister were here. So we got to chat with him, say hi again, ask how things were going. As he loaded our larger suitcases, he asked if we would like a ride up to the front of the resort or to our car. I'm like, you'll take us to our car? Like, that's so fancy. We're here at Grand Floridian, we're all fancy. So we got in the golf cart with him and started making our way to our car. On the way, we realized that we had a straggler with us. It was a little lizard, and he was sitting there on the floor, and the moment we started going, he was holding on for dear life. Poor little thing. We're actually afraid that he would end up like flying off. He did make it safely all the way. We were so proud of him, and he did run off of the golf cart as soon as we got there because he did not like the ride. We did, however. We loved the ride up to the front, and sure enough, we were taken all the way to our car in the parking lot. It was so nice and fancy here at Grand Floridian. They drive you all the way to your car.
So of course, once we got out there to our car, we took all of our smaller bags, threw them in the car, and let him go on back to the Bell Services area with the big suitcases to transfer them over to Art of Animation. Then we drove ourselves over to Art of Animation to go ahead and get all checked in, and we figured our room probably won't be ready because it is a family suite this time, something we have not stayed in yet. And they're a little bit bigger than a regular room. We're kind of two rooms put together, so probably not going to be ready early. So we got there to the resort and went to the front desk to check in, and oh my goodness, the line was insane. We could not believe how many times it wrapped around and went all the way around back in the lobby, and couldn't figure out what's going on because they have every single cast member at the station there out helping people check in. There's a ton of cast members helping guests, but there's still a huge line. What in the world is going on? And when we got up to the counter finally, we found out what was going on. It was not only a Saturday, which is a very busy check-in day, but it was a Saturday when the entire hotel management system went down across property for a while.
Oops.
So everyone was having to check in without the computer system. So we had to check in using a pen and paper, which was a new experience for us because we've not been to Disney World in the time whenever you were using pen and paper. It's always been computers for us. So that was a really unique thing for us to experience, and it explains kind of why the line was taking so long because you have to put all your information in there, contact info, your name, your reservation number, all that stuff. After we finished doing the entire check-in process there, we actually had to leave, so it works out that our room's not ready anyway, because we have an appointment we need to go to. We're actually driving over by SeaWorld to a totally different hotel. No, we're not going to SeaWorld, we're not going to other hotels, but we're meeting up with someone who is staying there who has a podcast they've invited us to be a guest on. So we're going over there so we can record in the hotel lobby. We got kind of a quiet corner over there. They'd set up their microphones and everything, and we were interviewed for the Main Street Magic podcast.
This was really cool to be a part of because we had not been a part of a podcast before, and most of what we did was on social media. So he kind of walked us through some of the questions, how the whole process would go. This was actually a lot more fun than I expected it to be. I wasn't sure how formal it was supposed to be with answering the questions, but it ended up being so much fun, so relaxed. We laughed so much throughout all this, and even after the podcast was done, we sat there and talked for the longest time. And we found out that we were all going to be at the opening of Coronado Springs, the new tower. And so we decided to have dinner together the first night because why not? We've made new Disney friends. We might as well have some fun with it.
So we're really looking forward to that dinner up at the top floor of the Grand Destino Tower opening in July. And with that, we did have to leave because our room is ready and we do need to get a room tour before it gets dark or anything like that. So we drove all the way back over to Art of Animation and went to our room, took our pictures of the room with the details and things, did our 360 pictures in the room, and then did a live room tour on Facebook. Once we're inside the room here, you will see it is a very Nemo themed room. We really love the theming in here. All the way around, everything is themed after Nemo. There are tons of fish and different characters from the Finding Nemo movies, which is really cool. When you first walk in here, it is a kind of dining room table set up here, which, as you can see by the handles hiding there on the side, this is a pull-down bed. And you can find the link to that full video down in the description below and up there in the corner. Since we were there staying in this room, they have remodeled all the rooms at Art of Animation, and we do have tours of all the new remodeled rooms, including the Finding Nemo Suite, which I will link down in the description below. Once we were done with the room tour, we decided to head over to Magic Kingdom just for a little while, because today they have reopened the Tomorrowland Speedway for the first time this entire year. It's been closed for some minor refurbishments, and of course Tron was coming in. They had torn up the track for that, so they did some stuff while it was all closed, and this is the first day it's been open. So we thought, let's go to Magic Kingdom and see how bad the line is. Maybe we'll ride that.
And this is part of the beauty of living at Disney all year, is that we can just hop on the bus and head to Magic Kingdom. So we decided to do just that, headed over there. I had never ridden Tomorrowland Speedway before. Every time we were at Disney, there was a line and we're like, oh, next time, next time. I just never ridden it. So I really was super excited because we're here, we're gonna wait in the line. I don't care how long it is.
I care how long it is. I don't really care that much to ride it, but she's super determined about this. She's like, I'm gonna drive one of those cars. It's gonna be great. And I was like, is it though?
He did try to warn me, like, I don't think it's gonna be as exciting as you think it will be. I was like, no, this is gonna be amazing. I'm so excited. I always love bumper cars. This will be great. And I couldn't stop laughing while I was driving because we were going so slow. I'm pretty sure I could have walked faster than this. And I was like, I think it's supposed to go faster. This isn't right. It looks like it's going faster when you're standing in line. No, these are the slowest cars, and this was such a disappointment. And I couldn't stop laughing because I was so excited about this. And he did. He tried to warn me the whole drive over on the bus while we were in line. I was like, no, I'm just so excited. It's something new. It'll be great. And I did something new. I can say I did that. So I did ride it. I had no interest in riding it again. And so we just decided to walk around the park because we're here. It was around sunset time. And Robert actually took some really pretty pictures of the Dumbo ride with this flower that was sitting there. It was really cool. He spotted it, and so he got in his position and had to take this awesome picture. And after we walked around a little bit more in the park, we decided to go back to the resort with the lessons learned about overhyping rides that are not meant for adults necessarily, that are kind of kids' rides. So we've learned something today, and we're heading back to Art of Animation. When we got there, it was just about movie time, and they were playing Meet the Robinsons for the movie Under the Stars, and so we went out to watch that because it is one of my favorite movies, one of Alyssa's favorite movies. I think it's criminally underrated. It is definitely in my top 5 underrated Disney animated movies. And when we got out there, they also had free popcorn for us. So if I wasn't going to stay and watch the movie before, I definitely am now because I got free popcorn. So we stayed out on the pool deck and enjoyed that movie and then headed back to our room. And that was the end of our day today. So we'll see you tomorrow for our Year with the Ears.